What's going on, everybody? It's Melo DFS coming to you live and direct, here to give my favorite plays for NFL Week 2. Sorry for having the video be late, but it's been tough with my work schedule. Couldn't get out a live video, and we all know it takes about 2 to 3 hours long. But sorry about that. Let's jump right into it. I'll give you each position. So let's go. Going to our first play, going to our quarterbacks. Like Derek Carr going against the Cardinals at 62 on DraftKings, 73 on FanDuel. Do like this game overall, in which Arizona is bottom tier, allowing 2.6 passing touchdowns a game, roughly 256 passing yards in the last 4 games, around 3.3 touchdowns in that span. In week 1, he did have 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions with 295 yards, but he's in the easier matchup. So Derek Carr definitely think it'll be a cash stack for the Raiders in this play for today. Going to our next play, Carson Wentz, 58 on DraftKings, 74 on FanDuel. Like the DraftKings price for Wentz. He had 313 yards versus Jaguars in week 1 with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And he's going against a Detroit team that allows over 240 passing yards in the last 4 games, 2 touchdowns a game, 22.3 fantasy points to opposing QBs. So I love the value in this play for Carson Wentz for today. Let's go to our running backs. Of course, you got Jonathan Taylor, but man, paying that price tag, I would like to pivot. I like Christian McCaffrey. He had 10 carries against the Browns in week 1, but going against the Giants is more of a favorable matchup, allowing over 120 rushing yards a game, a touchdown a game as well. He did have 20 fantasy points in 2018 against the Giants, where he had 17 carries, 5 for 6 receptions. Baker, just stick to the game plan with McCaffrey, and you'll be fine. So McCaffrey is a good spot for his price point if you want to pay down from Taylor. Another play is Joe Mixon, 72 on DraftKings, 83 on FanDuel. I like the game script here where they could be up. They will more likely utilize Mixon more in the offense. He had 27 carries, 7 for 9 in a passing game in week 1. And Dallas allowed 106 rushing yards in the past 4 games against opposing running backs, roughly 25 rush attempts a game. For his price point is Antonio Gibson at 62 on DraftKings, 74 on FanDuel. He had 14 carries, 7 for 8 receptions against the Jaguars in week 1. And he did have 22 fantasy points last time at Detroit, 18.5 fantasy points to Miles Sanders in week 1, and over 120 rushing yards in the last 4 games, 1.8 touchdowns a game. Do like this spot for him to be that guy in the pass attack as well. For Carson Wentz, Antonio Gibson is in play at running back. Let's go to our next play, going to our wide receiver position. Of course, you got Cooper Kupp in play. He's just like Jonathan Taylor, roughly $10,000. Of course, without Van Jefferson, he's going to get the looks. He has 15 targets last week, 35 fantasy points, and going against ATL, it should be an easy spot once again. If you can fit him in lines, definitely have some Cooper Kupp. Another play is Devonte Adams at 86 on DraftKings, 88 on FanDuel. If you can't pay up for Cooper, I love this play for Devonte Adams paired with Carr. He had 10 for 17 in week 1 against the Chargers, and going against Arizona allows over 160 receiving yards in the past 4 games against opposing wide receivers, 43 fantasy points, 2.3 touchdowns a game. Do like Devonte Adams once again, and a great play for today. Another play you can also consider, Deebo Samuel, 78 on DraftKings, 8,000 on FanDuel. Overall, just a great play. We know that Mitchell is out, and more likely Wilson will be starting. Deebo has been crushed in Seattle, but she's averaging 29 fantasy points in the last 3 games against Seattle. Deebo Samuel is in play. Better pivot for upside as well. So Deebo Samuel is my guy, versatile in this offense. Going to another play for value, Ashton Dolan, 3,200 on DraftKings. He has 52 on FanDuel. He has 6 targets without Michael Pittman. He is something to look at, y'all. Jacksonville, they allow an average 130 receiving yards to the position, 2 touchdowns a game to the spot. So without Pittman, it's going to be useless. So you got Ashton Dolan. You do have Paris Campbell. He had 4 targets. Definitely want to look at these guys without Michael Pittman Jr. Another play you also could look at, Jarvis Landry. Going against the Bucks, he had 9 targets, 21 fantasy points against ATL, and where he had 114 receiving yards. He didn't even have a touchdown, But going against Tampa, he's averaging 22.5 fantasy points in the last 2 games in his history against them. And Tampa's allowing over 162 receiving yards to the position. I think Jarvis Landry is going to be overlooked once again, and he's a good price point at $5,000. Let's go to our next play at tight ends. Darren Waller going against the Cardinals, 56 on DraftKings. This is a great price tag. He should be at easily 6,000 and up. Love this price point on DraftKings. He had 6 targets for 12 fantasy points last game. Arizona, they allowed average 5.5 receptions a game to opposing tight ends. Even Kelsey had over 29 fantasy points in week 1 against them with 132 receiving yards. But like I said, I think it's a great stack for the Raiders. You got Waller, Adams, and Carr. I think those 3 guys is definitely in play. Another spot to look at will be Tyler Higby going against Atlanta, 42 on DraftKings. He has 53 on FanDuel. Without Van Jefferson, he had 11 targets as well. So Tyler Higby, just the usage alone is in play as their bottom tier against the tight end position. Another spot is Tyler Conklin, 4 for 7 with 11 fantasy points and a touchdown against Baltimore in week 1. And now with Uzama out, 3,400 on DraftKings, I think is great value. Let's go to our last play, go to our defense. I think Bengals is a great price point at 2,200 against a backup quarterback. I think it's a steal here. Bengals defense is a great value for DraftKings at 2,200 and 39 on FanDuel. These are my favorite plays. Like the plays, give a thumbs up. Any questions, comment below. Using Draft Dashboard tools in the link in my description. Want access to my player pool? Click the link. It's only $1 up to 30 days. Once you sign up, get access to the NFL cheat sheet, sleepers and your studs. Click on the watch players. You'll get my plays up top for Watch Mills DFS picks, for either DraftKings or FanDuel. So I love y'all. Y'all collect that bag. It's Mel DFS and y'all stay blessed. And I'll see y'all in the next video.